accept the decision of the court now and just move on? Is that the idea?
Well, not in that case. We are considering the route to appeal because there's been a huge miscarriage of justice. I think it is a very, very dark day in regards to freedom of speech and freedom of expression. The thing that was most worrying is that one of the primary things in any action that is to be considered is things like context and intent. And today, context and intent was completely disregarded. And for the system to actually disregard such things like that mean that your actions no longer matter. They decide what your context and intent is. So for any comedians in Britain, I'd be very, very worried about making jokes in future because your context and intent behind them apparently don't matter anymore.
Supreme victory!
I kind of want to apologize for not covering this sooner. You know, this thing has been going on for quite a while, and I never made a video about it, and it was mainly because Count Dankula, he's been making videos about it, he's been giving us updates, and he's holding his own, and it got further and further into it, and I just felt like, well, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna contribute to this? And even though this is kind of right up my alley when it comes to freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and things of that nature, to be completely honest, I just didn't think in a million years that he would get convicted of that joke. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, let me just show you what this man is being convicted for in Scotland, in the UK.
My girlfriend is always ranting and raving about how cute and adorable her wee dog is. And so I thought I would turn him into the least cute thing that I could think of, which is a Nazi.
Least cute thing, meaning Nazis are ugly. He doesn't like Nazis. And that's the point of making a Nazi joke. If Nazis were good, if you're trying to promote Nazism, you wouldn't make a joke of it. You'd be 100% dead on serious.
It's time to get up now, Buddha. It's time to get up. Do I gas the juice? Sieg Heil! Sieg Heil! Sieg Heil! I'm not racist, by the way. I just really, really wanted to her off.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. That's it. Dude posted this back in 2016. It got millions of views and went viral, right? Everybody knew it was a joke. Everyone's laughing about it. I mean, you're always gonna have that small fringe minority of people gonna be angry about it because they can't take a joke and they get mad and offended by everything. And that's essentially what happened. And since they have hate speech laws in the UK, people were actually able to do something about it. So this is what Count Dankula had to say in his defense in the beginning. The video was a joke to annoy my girlfriend, not to encourage anti-Semitism or encourage hatred towards Jewish people. That is a fact. And the reason this trial is happening is to dispute that fact. A lot of people turning up at this trial are trying to say that I am an anti-Semite, I'm trying to normalize anti-Semitism, I'm trying to normalize Nazism and all that other stuff, when none of that at all is true. So you gotta think to yourself, who would be so offended by a dog doing a little Nazi salute, just raising its paw? Enter Ephraim Borowski, at least I think that's how you say his name, but he's the director of the Scottish Council of Jewish Communities. And this is what he had to say about the situation. To regard the meticulous, planned, and industrialized murder of 6 million people solely on the grounds of their ethnicity as a joke is outrageous, and someone who does it to claim not to be racist beggars belief. It is a form of racism which needs to be condemned just as we would any other form of racism, just as we would condemn Islamophobia or anti-African racism. So here's someone who's obviously twisting the arm of the prosecutors that want Count Dankula to just get the maximum amount of sentencing, and they even tried at a certain point.
The first thing was the prosecutor tried to change what my original charge was to something more severe, where instead of my maximum sentence being 1 year in prison, my maximum sentence would have instead been 5 years in prison. The judge refused this request.
Can you imagine going to prison for 5 years over a fucking joke? And yes, I know it isn't the entire point, right? It's not just about the jokes, right? It's about the hate speech laws at all. But still, comedy is something that we absolutely revere. And it is so ridiculous that things have gotten to this point. And look, it's not like every single Jewish person was offended. I'm sure there was a small minority. Like I always said, there was this fringe group of people that are going to take offense to everything. But you have prominent Jewish comedians that came to his defense. You had someone like Ricky Gervais, you know, not a Jew, but he still came to his defense because it is important to defend comedy.
A Jewish bloke, I don't know him. I know you might think I know him, but I don't know him all. He is taking him to court saying it's offensive. You can never do jokes about the Holocaust, all that stuff.
Right.
And as far as I'm concerned, you could definitely do jokes about the Holocaust.
You can do jokes about anything.
You can do jokes about anything. And I'm sure we'll talk about that, but you obviously can do jokes about anything. But as it happens, this bloke, and I don't really approve of this, because I think with jokes, you shouldn't have to spell it out. But anyway, he has spelled it out. At the top of it, he said, I'm getting my pug to prove he's cute or to prove he's not cute. I can't remember. But anyway, to do the most horrible thing I can get him to do.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, I doubt you'll see it in Crufts. It's also quite impressive. I mean, you know, that is a well-trained dog.
If they do add that discipline to Crufts, I think ratings would go through the roof.
I'd love to see it. Not just pugs. Because that, to be fair to it as well, this comedian bloke, that is a funny dog to make do that.
It is, and also, because of the proportions, it must be harder for him to get his little leg above his head.
You should Google it. It's a hilarious picture.
Oh, great.
The
okay.
skill of the dog getting his paw up.
Exactly.
And I know people with pugs, and a pug have got the very short legs that they find very difficult to balance on at the best of times.
I know.
So if they're having to do a Nazi salute and think about the Holocaust at the same time, it must be really difficult for a pug.
I want him to be doing the Nazi salute, right? And also know he's a bad boy.
Yeah.
His little eyes going, I'm a bad boy.
But that's perfect, isn't it? Because it's a pug.
Yeah.
So they always look a little bit sad.
Yeah, I'm a little bit
They're
sad.
a little bit like, oh, I wish I wasn't having to do this, whatever they're doing.
Yeah, they have no sense of irony.
No, they don't.
Bugs.
They don't. They just have a sense of sadness.
I mean, of course, what's funny about it is the complete lack of awareness on the dog's part.
Exactly.
Right. Just
That's
like
always what's funny
when
about
a
animals.
parrot says something terrible, it doesn't, you know, it's mimicking
always
someone.
what's funny about animals is they're deadpan.
They're deadpan. They don't know.
They're the perfect deadpan thing because everything they do is literally straight-faced.
Of course. Yeah.
Now, you would think all common sense would say, oh, maybe we shouldn't convict somebody over a joke. Oh, fuck no. They went ahead and convicted him for being grossly offensive. Yes, grossly offensive is the official term that is being used by the judge. And he is awaiting his sentencing. It was supposed to go down today, but actually they gotta wait another month, which is fucked up. Let's drag this thing out another month for him to just wait and see what the hell's gonna happen, man. I feel fucking bad for this dude. He's been, you know, his resilience has been like just amazing because, you know, I think normal people would probably crack under all of this bullshit, dragging this out for so damn long, especially when over something so silly, something so mundane, just a silly little joke that cracked a smile on some people's faces. I thought it was fucking hilarious. I was like, that's a cool joke, you know? The dedication to follow through with that joke. Good times, but then it's like shit, it ended up turning into this. I also want to add that during the verdict, it was stated that the UK is a multicultural society, and that just begs the question, can you not make jokes or tasteless jokes in a multicultural society? Is that a thing now? Is that how things are supposed to be? Can you not give offense in a multicultural society? And then it makes me think like, well, what is offensive? What is the line? What is the bar? Because somebody might get offended over fucking the stupidest thing, and do we have to just, you know, what road does this lead down? You know, that's why this shit is so fucking dangerous. If you can get convicted over a stupid little joke like that, then it's just like, just paves the road to convicting people for even lesser bullshit. I mean, we've already seen people in the UK getting arrested for fucking tweets. You know, there's another YouTuber that got arrested for a fucking tweet. It's ridiculous that this is happening, man. And I'm just like, thank goodness I don't live in the fucking UK. And I feel bad for comedians and YouTubers and people that just do this type of work because they have to really watch what they're fucking saying. I'm not huge on protesting. I'm never the one to say, let's go out in the streets and grab signs and scream and all this shit. But I would say this is one of those moments that people probably should go out to the streets. People probably should, you know, make a big fucking fuss about this. This is something that it's so silly and Orwellian when you think about it. And I hate talking about like 1984 and Orwellian shit and all that type of, all those tropes and shit. Like, I don't even like saying that stuff, but this is fucking legit. This is legit. Especially when you see what police officers over there in the UK are really trying to crack down on stupid shit like that, and then they'll skate past a lot of things just because they're afraid of being deemed racist. Like, oh, we're not gonna crack down on Islamic terrorism because arresting these Muslims might make us look bad. We're not gonna stop them from fucking raping little girls and all this shit because, hey, you know, I don't want to be called racist. And then it's more important to just fucking crack down on somebody like this. Good job, guys. Good fucking job. You guys have a real good sense of justice. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the UK, and this is what some people on the far left want in the United States. But you know what I have to say to that? Suck my fucking nuts.